dear Bishop Tim, greetings from Rome, and I'm so happy to have this way to celebrate your birthday and to really tell you happy birthday. I praise the Lord to give you many blessings for this new step of your life, and I really praise the Lord for the gift of your life and for your great testimony as a synodal bishop. It has been truly a pleasure and very enriching to walk with you along this synodal process, and I am very grateful for all your commitment to synodality in Australia, in your church as president of the Bishops' Conference, also in Oceania, and also with us, with the General Secretary of the Synod and as member of the Synod. So wish you all the best and a lot of joy as you celebrate this great milestone. Thank you.
Your Grace, Archbishop Tim, I know that you have reached an important milestone in your life as you celebrate your 70th birthday. There is the saying that life begins at 50, but from my own personal experience, I can say that life is still very good at 70. So I'd like to extend to you my best wishes for all of God's blessings. I know you're having a little bit of a celebration, and I certainly would love to be with you, but unfortunately I can't. So I hope you spend the day celebrating it with family members, if possible, with friends, from people who are surrounding you, priests and the people, religious there in Perth. And I wish you all the best and hope to see you soon.
Well, Tim, I've been trying to think of when we actually first met. It's so long ago I really can't remember. It must have been sometime way back in the dim distant past at CTC, when you were a brilliant young Salesian. I was a less brilliant diocesan priest, you teaching sacramental theology and me teaching scripture. I think that's where we met, though we might have met earlier. But in the meantime, we've had a lot to do with each other. And I have to say that's been a great enrichment in my own life, because beyond those years of teaching, I think years which we both enjoyed and perhaps look back to with a certain nostalgia even, given our lives now. But since then, you have become the Archbishop of Perth. Before that, you were the Auxiliary Bishop of Melbourne. I was also Auxiliary of Melbourne, and then I was booted to Canberra and then booted further north to Brisbane, where I remained. So I went north and you went west. But in so many ways our paths have crossed and recrossed, whether it be in those teaching years or in more recent years when we've been bishops together. And we have been bishops together, and I think that's been a very good thing for us personally, and I think for the Church in Australia and beyond. I have to say, through it all, you've shown great gifts of grace and nature. It's always been true of you, and I've seen it more and more clearly as the years have gone by. You have a certain sweetness of temperament, if I might put it like that, but you also have a strength of character and a balance, a human and spiritual balance, which I think probably makes you a true son of Don Bosco. You've always been a Salesian deep down, and that again has been a great strength, whether teaching or in your ministry as a bishop. You come to the age of 70. It's hard to believe. I say that as one who has already reached 75. I can't believe that either. So we who are young are now not quite old, but less than young. But there is much more to come for you in your service of the Church, local and national and international, because you've been drawn big time into the Church at each of those levels. I have no doubt that you will continue to serve at each level with the same grace and resilience that I've seen through the years. I saw it brilliantly demonstrated through the journey of the Plenary Council, and there is much, much more to come. So Tim, thanks for all you've given us through 70 years and every blessing into the journey that lies ahead. Pane, lavoro, paradiso.
Dear Tim, the psalmist says, that the days of our lives are 70 or 80 for those who are strong. Congratulations on reaching 70. May God bless you with 80 and many more. On behalf of all the bishops of Australia, I want to say thank you for 70 years of Christian discipleship, for so many years as a theologian and religious, a priest, bishop and archbishop, and for leading our bishops' conference in the most recent years. God bless you in the next decade and in decades beyond. Thank you for your service. Congratulations.
Hello, Archbishop Tim. As you can see from the background, I'm filming this from the Eternal City. So from here, all the way over to you in Perth, happy birthday on your 70th birthday. Thank you for your wonderful service in the life of the church, for your leadership, and for your just wonderful sense of friendship that you offer to me. I hope this time's a nice celebration for you, and that you can take this time as a real renewal in your own life. So happy birthday to you.
Good evening to Archbishop Tim, and greetings as you celebrate your birthday this evening. I would have loved to have been there with you to celebrate your birthday, your 70th birthday, but at the moment I'm attending the ordination of 2 bishops for the Anglican Diocese of Perth. There are others who will be sending messages of congratulations to you, but I simply want to add my own by wishing you every joy as you reflect on your life and the many blessings that you have received. And I may say also the blessing that you are for us as our Archbishop. And also to thank you for your care and for your support to us all in Perth. Every blessing for your mission and good health. God bless.
Hi Tim, we're gathered down here at Dramana, some of your old friends, and we're here to wish you all the best for your birthday.
Tim, a very happy birthday. Thanks for all you did in Melbourne and for the wonderful things you're doing as President and in Perth. Keep up the great work.
Hello Tim, best wishes for your birthday. Just a reminder that it's only 5 more years. Wish you well and hope to catch up with you soon.
Oh Tim, happy birthday. 70 years, hard to believe. So youthful. You've always been a dear Salesian, have carried that right through your episcopal life, and we're so grateful for your friendship and all you do for the church. So have a blessed and happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tim. Happy birthday to you.
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Happy birthday, Tim. 70 years. Where have they gone? Today, I just wish you every blessing, giving thanks for you and your leadership, your friendship, and your support. Today, I also give thanks for your parents and know that I'll be praying for them in thanksgiving for the gift of you. Today is a wonderful time of celebration and remembering and being with people who love you. Make the most of it, because we don't get those opportunities very often. So thank you for the gift of you, your leadership, your friendship, for your 70 years. May the next 70 be just as fruitful. Take care, my friend, and next time we're in Sydney for the conference, I promise I'll shout lunch. God bless, celebrate well, and take care. Bye.
Hi Tim, I'm delighted to join with many others in congratulating you on your big birthday. I'm fortunate to have had the opportunity to work with you for nearly 20 years now, since the days when we had adjacent offices at CTC. I've always valued your integrity, dedication, generosity, and whimsical good humour. but I think I'm most grateful for your theological insights and deep reflection that so clearly arise from your commitment to prayer and discipleship. Wishing you every blessing for continued health and happiness.
Archbishop Tim, greetings from the Diocese of Broken Bay. Wanted to take this opportunity to wish you a very happy 70th birthday. Thank you so much for everything you do for the ACBC, for the Archdiocese of Perth, and particularly for me as a brother and as a friend. I'm very, very grateful, and I'm wishing you all of God's choicest blessings on this day.
Tim, I'm very sad I cannot be there tonight to help you celebrate your 70th birthday with your family and friends. I'm in Carnarvon celebrating the commissioning mass for a new principal and the teachers. I do remember meeting you for the first time when I became the new Bishop of Geraldton, and one of the things that always stayed with me and gave me great encouragement was your gentle support, quiet support, and wanting to do anything to make this journey, which changed my life, a lot easier, and especially you ordaining me as the Bishop of Geraldton in the Naval College gym. I do remember your homily. It was a great homily, as they always are, but especially one particular comment about Michael understanding sheep. And you would have heard a chuckle in the audience, especially from my family and even from myself, that I was anything but patient with sheep. Hopefully that's changed myself in being a bishop. But I do especially appreciate your support in these last few years, especially when I became the Apostolic Administrator of Broome. Looking after two large area dioceses, not many people but the distance and the travel, I have appreciated your wisdom, your kindness and generosity, and being able to speak to you about any matters at any time, even though you yourself are much busier than me. So Tim, I do just wish you every blessing as you continue into this new year, which is your 71st year, as you join the 70s club like myself. And I know that you'll continue willingly share with me, because I'm not a theologian like yourself, some of your homilies, talks and speeches to assist me in what I present to the people of Geraldton and Broome. So wishing you every blessing and God's peace in the year ahead.
Happy birthday, Tim. It gives me a great pleasure, and I'm very fortunate to have this opportunity to wish you every good wish and blessing on your special day. Not only from myself, but on behalf of the whole conference here at the Secretariat. I hope you have a great time tonight, or whenever this party is taking place, and thank you for the leadership that you give us in the National Church, and also personally here with me, and the support you've given me as I get into this new job. It's a pleasure working with you, and it's a pleasure working with you as we sort of push forward the mission of Jesus Christ in this country. God bless you, Tim, and thank you, and have a happy day, and many, many more birthdays to come. Thank you. Bye.
Dear Archbishop Tim, hello from your old home, Melbourne. I'm sorry I can't be with you tonight to celebrate this significant occasion, but I wanted to wish you a very happy birthday, but also to acknowledge the enormous contribution you've made in your vocation as a priest and as a bishop. I very much value your leadership, guidance and wisdom in my work in Catholic education, but also your personal support and friendship. I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Happy birthday, Tim! So, in usual style, Daniel gave me plenty of notice for this video, and I am very late sending it through. And I am late because, as you can see, we are on a road trip to the Gold Coast at Port Macquarie. We're stopping halfway to Port Macquarie. Anyway, my message for you is, you made the journey of doing plenary council for me one where I experienced God, and you were elected to chair at the right time. I just needed somebody of your prayerful focus and dedication and ability to just see the bigger picture. and stay true to the Holy Spirit. And so I feel very, very grateful for you in my life. It's really wonderful to have worked with somebody and now call them my friend. And I know that as leader of your archdiocese, they missed you, but I will be forever grateful that you were put into the position you were put in, and love doing the role more because you were in it. So happy birthday. I think you're fantastic. I'm sorry I'm not there in person, but me and my kids and my husband and all of our lives, we wish you the most 70th happy of happies. We're very glad you were born, all of us. And I would say that I hope there's another 70 coming, but at least the next, 10 or 20, I hope are beautifully healthy, fruitful and faith-filled for you. Lots of love. Bye.
Hello, Tim. We're here at Phillip Island sending birthday greetings across the continent to you in Perth and hoping that you have a wonderful celebration.
I'm sure you will. We wish we could be there helping in the celebrations, but just want to let you know that we're sending all our love. We really treasure the friendship that we have with you, and hopefully it won't be too long before we actually can get over to the west and see you in person. So sending all our love, Tim. Have a wonderful birthday.
Yes, as Sally said, treasured friendship and many happy memories. Perhaps a couple of anxious ones, if I mention Trudos and Kikos. Perhaps Perth is lucky to have an Archbishop after all. Anyhow, Tim, have a wonderful day. We really appreciate your friendship and your love for us.
Indeed.
Bye.
Bye.
A very happy birthday to you, Tim, on your 70th year, 3rd of February. I feel like I should have an Aperol Spritz with me to truly celebrate, but might look a bit odd here in the gardens. Little known fact, you and I are both Aquarians. In fact, my 72nd birthday is tomorrow, the 4th of February. I hope you have a wonderful celebration and we continue the synodal journey together in Rome over 2024. Happy birthday.
Archbishop Tim, warmest greetings from Elisabetta and me as you celebrate your 70th birthday. We were delighted to get to know you over the past 2 years as you participated in the synod process, and we look forward to seeing you again in October next. And we're delighted that you have made such a positive contribution from the Church Down Under to this process. We conclude by wishing you the ancient Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm on your face. And until we meet again, may God keep you safe in the palm of his hand. Buon compleanno. Happy birthday to you.
Hello, it's Christopher Lamb from CNN coming to you live from St. Peter's Square to wish Archbishop Tim Costelloe a very happy birthday. I hear it's a significant one, and I hope you are celebrating. Archbishop Tim wanted to wish you very many happy returns and thank you for your leadership of the Church, for the work you've done on the Synod, for your collaboration and friendship. I want to thank you for being a good listener and for helping me in my work. I remember when you came to say Mass in the parish in Battersea, where my family and I go regularly, and you preached the homily, and at the end, my eldest son, Joseph, who's 14 now, came up and said hello to you afterwards on his own initiative, and he came up to me afterwards and said, "Dad, I met the bishop. Is he going to become Pope?" I said, "Well, it's not impossible." But it underlined to me, Tim, that you do have that great charism of the Silesians of being able to communicate and engage with young people and being a real pastor. So very many happy returns. Over and out. Christopher Lamb, CNN, the Vatican.
One always does one's best for good friends, so I'm very happy to be joining you on this celebration of your 70th birthday, Tim. Just to let you know that I have done this all before and it was too long to send, so I'm turning around doing it a second time. And so I only do these things for special people. I'm delighted to have been asked to make this contribution. The reason why I had to redo this is that I'd spoken for too long and the file was too long to send to Daniel, so I'm going to keep this pretty short and just get my main thoughts across, looking back across the years, letting everybody there in attendance at this celebration know that I've been blessed by a long friendship with you now that goes way back to your very first years after school, and following you in those various meanderings that you took, trying to decide on which way you would like to go for your own personal development as a young man, and also for your obvious links and desires to love God and serve God in the way of Jesus Christ in the Catholic tradition. And they're big moments in anybody's life, and I was privileged to be a part of those very early stages and have been there all the way with you, and I've been glad to have played that role. So we celebrate this day much further down the track. So much has happened. Your early years with us, working in our schools, working with young people, working as a religious education coordinator, your gradual move away from there into your theological studies, where we perhaps spent our most fruitful years together, certainly what we sometimes look back and call the golden years of our times with the students at Oakley when we were a suburb of Melbourne, when we had a large number of young people preparing for the ordination to the Salesian priesthood. We had our own little chapel, well attended by a group of faithful people, and this fine group of young people in formation, particularly yourself, with your musical interests and your artistic nature, along with the company of your very dear friend Peter Walsh, who's taken his own path in life. We have these creative liturgies that we will always remember, especially the liturgies that we used to put together for the celebration of Easter, which I think many of us, even 20, 30, 40 years later, remember with great affection as marvellous celebrations of the teaching, the death and resurrection of Jesus of Nazareth, which is so fundamental to our lives and which you managed to enact so beautifully with us in those liturgies all those years ago. You took off from there, of course, back into regular work with young people, but eventually were chosen to do further studies at the Salesian Pontifical University in Rome, because we wanted to continue to make our contribution to the academic formation of young people and of lay people in the Archdiocese of Melbourne at Catholic Theological College. And so you went to Rome and did a very fine license in sacred theology under the direction of the then Father Angelo Amato, later Cardinal Angelo Amato, who was the cardinal in charge of the saints for some time, now in retirement. You came back after that and with the idea of a doctorate in mind, but began to do some teaching. But above all, you took on the role of formator, took on the role that I had with you, in fact, in your early years, as a person in charge of the formation of young Salesians in our newly founded community at Clifton Hill, always here in Melbourne. Your teaching in the seminary eventually was made possible by the very fine doctoral dissertation which you had completed, and it was during the completion of that doctoral dissertation that you spent your first years in the city of Perth, where you came to love the city and its people, which of course has now become your home. Tim became the parish priest at St Joachim's, but simultaneously was writing his doctorate, beautifully cared for by the Redemptorists in their monastery in Perth, and Tim completed his doctorate and then took on major jobs there, teaching the big theological treatises at Catholic Theological College. But Tim not only taught in the seminary, but he had an intense interest in the life of the priests. He ran a book club for the priests, which put him very much at the centre of the lives of many priests who are interested in continuing their education and their reading, and he was widely available for spiritual direction to the priests, and thus it was no great surprise to us when he was eventually approached and asked to take on the job as the assistant bishop to Archbishop Dennis Hart in Melbourne. Tim was very surprised to be asked, and he came to see me the evening he received that message from the nuncio, and the message that Tim gave to me and I gave to him has lasted down through the years. Tim was very concerned and thought that he should refuse the request because, as he said, I do not have the capacity, the skills to do this task of being a bishop in the Catholic Church. To which I answered, you're absolutely right, Tim, and precisely because you think that and because you will behave like that, then you will become a fine bishop. And he was. And Archbishop Dennis Hart was always very pleased to have Tim at his side, and Tim was very loyal to the Archbishop and performed a wonderful ministry here in these few years in Melbourne. And neither the bishop, the Archbishop, nor myself were very overly surprised when Tim was appointed to Perth. As we all know, Tim, you've now reached well beyond Perth. Perth remains your home. Perth remains the dominant centre of your ministry, and that must be the case. But you are being stretched further and further as you have been elected the President of the Episcopal Conference, which can be a problem in itself, or a challenge certainly in itself. And now you have major roles to play after your appointment by Pope Francis to key roles in the Synod of Bishops, which is being conducted in these spectacular years under Pope Francis in Rome. So you now have a mission that reaches well beyond your beginnings and our beginnings as young Salesians together. But that basic position that you took in our first discussion tonight remains a part of your understanding of yourself and your ministry, both at the appointment as the bishop, the president of the conference, and your appointment to the Roman situation. You have spoken to me about not having the gifts to do this, and you keep wondering why people keep choosing you, because you're not the right person. And my answer has remained the same. My answer is always that you will do well, because you are going into it with a mindset and a way of life that says this is more than I can cope with, so therefore I've got to depend on someone and something that's stronger than I am. This takes us back to the fundamental messages of the Gospel, especially in the Gospel of Mark, where we see Jesus' continual support and forgiveness and attention and accompaniment of those people who fail him most. It's not that our failures don't matter, they do matter, but they matter a great deal. But what matters is that God loves us more than any of our mistakes. And this takes us back to Paul, of course, in 2 Corinthians 12, where he says he doesn't worry too much about the calamities and the mistakes he makes in his life, because through them the greatness and goodness of God's glory can be sown. And in this manifestation of God's love and care for us, when I am weak, then I am strong. And so, Tim, keeping it short this time, I hope that you have a wonderful celebration. You know that you have the support of myself and all the Salesians whom you love and served so well, and to whom you are still so intimately associated, and that we wish you well for the future of your ministry. Amazing to think that it's already the 70th year has come and gone. Keep us all in your prayers as you continue your ministry, and know that you will be in ours, and have a wonderful birthday. God bless to you and to all who are celebrating with you.